Hello there, everyone. Tonight is kind of an emergency review. I know it's kind of odd because reviews really aren't much of an emergency. But I was going through GameSpot and IGN, and I saw a very interesting rating. On IGN.com, they gave the game Army of Two a 7.9, and on GameSpot, they gave it a horrid 6.5. Now, I've just got done playing Army of Two. I've played it on co-op, versus, and regular single player. All the modes. I have unlocked all the primary weapons, most of the secondary weapons, all but one of the special weapons, and I've only used 2 helmets. I have to say that this game is phenomenal. Now, it's no Halo, but it's definitely got to be one of the better games to come out recently. Now, what makes this game so great? Well, let's just start from the top and work our way down. Graphics. I always say that you cannot judge a game by graphics unless it has water in it. Water is one of the hardest things to replicate in a video game, and we first saw great water effects with Wave Race 64 for the Nintendo 64. This game has some of the best water effects, and there's a carrier mission. And you can really see the detail that they went to these graphics, to this game. And the textures load up quick. This isn't like Mass Effect. The textures were quick, they were nice, they were beautiful. Graphically, this game was amazing. The weapons, bullets, blood, explosions, the walls, grass, sand, water, everything looked perfect. Details of the characters, armors, I mean, what can I say besides perfect? I mean, I'd have to give graphics alone a 9. Next, we're going to go on to weapons. Now, the weapons system is very interesting. Not only do you select your gun, like, okay, primary weapon. You have a standard submachine gun you can start with, or you can purchase new weapons. Now, some of these weapons you do have to be careful on, because while you do see that beautiful Gatling gun for $175,000, the Gatling gun is very fast, very powerful, but it's very inaccurate, and it takes time to warm up to fire. Gatling gun, not the best weapon in the game. That's kind of something I've noticed, that the Gatling gun has not been the greatest game in the last couple, the best gun out of the last couple games it's been in, but it's still a very interesting weapon. You can change the barrel, the stock, the cartridges. Some of them you can add either a handle, a shotgun, or the grenade launcher. On stuff like some assault rifles, you can have those add-ons. Very nice touch in the weapons department. There are several different masks which you can select and change to, which is a very nice touch, I thought. Gave it a little more custom look for the player, so I thought that was a very interesting idea. Next, voice acting. Now, voice acting is something that I don't really speak too much of in many of my videos, but voice acting here I think is something very interesting, in that they nailed the characters perfectly. You have 2 different characters. One of them is a big guy, scars on his face, bald. You see this is a badass brute. On the other side, you have a pretty boy. Hair is all nice and done. Very relaxed, joking. By the way he talks in some missions, you can tell that he has some financial problems that he needs to be solved. They're very likable characters, and they're voiced perfectly with their appearance, for the way they act in the missions. I thought it was a very nice touch. It was a very interesting concept. I'd have to say that the voice acting was right on. The only real drawback I can truly say to this game, there's actually 2. One is your melee attacks. Now, melee you might think of Gears of War or Halo. They're instant. They're boom, boom. You can run up, knock someone down, to pull the gun, and start firing on another target. Unfortunately, the melees don't work like that. They went on a kind of brutal system where you walk up to someone, you pull the shoot trigger, the RT, right trigger, and he'll perform a move where he might break his leg, then smash the guy's head into your knee. That's very cool. But this brings several problems. One is, when it does it, you walk up to the guy, guns ready, and then you stand there, then you do the action, and then you go back to the fighting. Now, one, you're going to be shot at while you're doing this, and you can't take damage, so you have to be very careful. Next, it slows the pace when you have to stand there for a second, and then it does it. It can really slow down the action. That's something that I did not really enjoy. The second problem would have to be with the servers. I got kicked off when I was playing with one guy who I just barely met. I just did a random match with him, and for some reason it said lost connection. And he had told me that there have been some problems with the servers with the Army of 2 lately, and this appeared to have happened. Something that might need to be worked on in the future. But down to the last topic of gameplay. Now, the game uses as the title is a 2-character system. One character will be the aggressor. He can hold a position and fire on enemies. Now, while he's firing, all the enemies are going to focus on him, leaving you be able to go around, maybe pick off characters, sneak into a better vantage point, that sort of thing. I'd have to say that this was a very interesting idea, very interesting concept, very interesting system. Only problem is you're gonna have to play this with another character, another player, because the AI, it can read. If you read the back, it says it has a highly developed AI, like you're playing with another guy. Not the case. The AI is very predictable, very lagging, and this brings into, what I consider the Dynasty Warriors complex, where your character is the superior badass, and nothing can be done unless you are there. I kind of like the concept when it's Army of 2. He should be just as good as you are, just as accurate, just as precise. Kind of brings the tone of the game down a bit. But overall, phenomenal game. Here comes the score, 1 out of 10. I'm giving this 8.5. Now, you're asking, well, why does it miss the 9 mark? It misses the 9 mark also because it can be somewhat repetitive. Although, there are escort the prisoner, collect the intel, a lot of the basic stuff. It doesn't really change anything that we've seen before in the past. This is still very much like Gears of War, where there's 2 guys going. Halo, this is a lot of co-op stuff we've seen in the past. We see again. There's nothing new or amazing. I will have to say, though, that this is a lot better than Call of Duty 4. I've had people tell me this on Xbox Live. Personally, just buy it. Don't rent it. Just buy it. I rented my copy because we don't have to buy it at my work, but the second we get it, I will be buying that as soon as possible. So everyone, 8.5 out of 10 for Army of 2. I definitely suggest going out and getting this. Next week, I will be doing a small review for the new Mass Effect release. They recently released an add-on to Mass Effect, and I will just be doing a small review of that, thrown in with another upcoming review for a very interesting film, which I think you should all not see. Later.